Sure.
So, Jason, tell me about this film of yours. I'm so excited for the world to see it and see how amazing it is.
Thank you. What'd you think?
I loved it. I loved it.
Good,
I'm
good.
like, oh my God, I can't wait for everybody to see.
Oh, thank you. Um, sorry, I didn't get the question. What was it?
So tell me about it. How would you describe it in your own words?
Well, it's sort of this heightened r sense of reality a little bit. It deals with mourning, um, mourning of a pet, mourning of a relationship, of a loved one, the loss of both through death and through sort of a relationship fizzling out, and how those two can kind of go hand in hand and affect one and the other. And also how sometimes when we have major things in life happen, like death, how it can wake us up to other maybe things that are going on that we've kind of put a blind eye to.
And I said, how are you involved? Tell me about you a little bit about your involvement in the film.
Sure, I'm the writer director. I also produced it with Jeanette Bonner and Derek Amengwal. Um, so yeah, I also did costumes and set. I kind of, was my baby.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about some of the challenges about making Goodbye Tango. I mean, like you did so much work on it. Were there any huge challenges that you faced while making it?
Yeah, I mean, anytime I think, there's so many moving parts when you're trying to make a movie, and to just get everything to line up, and you have, you spend weeks in pre-production putting it all together. So, the 3 days that we had to actually shoot this and make this, you it's a marathon. You're shooting 12-hour days, and it feels like an hour went by. And you're just like, it goes by so fast, and you're just trying to squeeze so much in, especially when you're on a tight budget. You can't, you have to keep moving, moving, moving. And so I think the biggest challenge is knowing when to risk putting everyone into overtime because you just want to get the perfect shot, and then when you just got to let it go and move on. And it's not you'll fix it in post, as they always say. But I that's the thing that's always the most challenging to me, is weighing that and trying to guess what's worth fighting for, and where do we need to just keep moving.
Mm. And tell me a little bit about the casting. I want to hear all about that and why you chose who you chose because that was a good job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we had a great cast. Joan Shangold played Ruth. Marilyn Bush played Connie. Jeanette Bonner, who is also our producer, she played the veterinarian. And God, I always mess up his name. Rocky. Oh, I can't remember. I played the pet store clerk. I'll email it to you after. He's got this very beautiful romantic long name. Um, the Joan and Marilyn were just a great find that we casted. Really just lucky to have them part of it. They just, both of them, it was just kind of like they felt like they were sent from the gods, to play these two parts. So yeah, these two
And
leads.
I won't get too much away. Which one scene are you most looking forward to everybody seeing?
Probably the surprise ending at the end. I don't want to give it away, but I think that just the build up to that, and the resolution of that, and I guess the surprise is also her reaction to the surprise. And so I hope that kind of is sort of, I can't wait to watch like a large. I haven't seen anyone watch this yet in terms of like a large audience, and I just can't wait to see the reaction to that, and see if what we hoped the reaction would be we actually get.
And one thing is you had such an incredible cast. What's one thing you learned from them? Did you learn a specific lesson or to take something away from one of the cast members?
Um, what was my lesson through during production? Um, that's a good question. You definitely learn a lot on the technical side of things. learn kind of how to manage time each time, um, how to direct actors. That's definitely a big thing that I'm learning more and more each time. And everyone works differently, so reading each person and kind of understanding how they are best at kind of understanding what you're going for, how they work best. So that would be probably it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's next for you? I mean, everyone's gonna fall in love with this movie, fall in love with the cast, fall in love with your work as well. So what's next for you?
Well, I'm also a screenwriter. I have a few feature screenplays that have been out there on the circuit on competitions, have done pretty decent. And so my hope is to eventually make one. So I have a script called Clean. I also have another one called Gay for Jesus. And so these are, and also a third one I just finished, which is a take on Misery called Love's Company. So I would love to be able to make one of these. And so we'll see. I want to see how this short does, and hopefully it can be a nice stepping stone to the next thing.
And it's
I have, by the way, I just want, because I want to give
yes.
credit, Louis Rocky Bacigalupo.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
the pet store clerk's name. That's why, yeah.
I like that name. And you're gonna say you will make those screenplays. You will make it, it will happen. I'm putting
Yes,
that
put
out
it
in
in
the
the
universe for
universe.
you.
Put it
Yes.
in the universe. Thank you.
Yes, that's what my sister used to always tell her students. It's like not that I want, it's I will do blah blah blah. So
Yes,
that's
yeah.
what she used to tell her students, and that's something that always stuck with me. So I'm telling you, you will make this happen. I promise you.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope so.
Yes.
I
And
will. I will. I keep. Yes, yes.
yes, yes. And who inspires you as a writer? I mean, or what inspires you?
Um, I just observe a lot. I live in New York, so there's a lot to see. And I'm just constantly just paying attention to the just small little things, and just I don't know, I've always been like that, and I just somehow sticks seeps into my writing. So I guess I'm inspired by the world, the city. Yeah.
I like that. I used to live in New York too, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's sometimes observing, like you'll hear something or you hear someone's phone conversation. It's like, okay, I could write an entire screenplay just based on this.
Oh my gosh, yes. Just a ride on the subway, you can come up with something.
Oh my gosh, yes. I used to do some creative writing, and that's exactly what I would do. I would just sit on the subway and like observe people and be like, okay, this is what's happening.
And then you can imagine like their whole life and where are they going? Where are they coming from? You can go off on a tangent.
Nice. And now, speaking of TV movies, what are you watching these days?
Oh gosh. Well, my guilty pleasure is RuPaul's Drag Race. It's been
Yes.
on for what, 1,000 years now, and I still just love it. So that's one. But in terms of more narrative stuff, um, um, I just started watching. Let me think here. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Um, Somebody Somewhere. It's fantastic. I love the other two. It's probably one of my favorite shows on TV right now. Um, yeah, I loved in terms of movies, Triangle of Sadness. I thought was fantastic. Out of all the best pictures, I think that was my favorite. So yeah.
Nice. But since you're a RuPaul Drag Race fan, who's your favorite one of all time, contestant of all time?
Gosh, of all time, I guess I'm just going to say the first one that pops in my head, which would be Alyssa Edwards.
Oh my God, I love her. I
Yeah,
love her. Her, Shangela, there's so many good ones.
yeah, yeah. Oh, and I love Katya too. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. If you like that kind of stuff, you like, did you see Drag Me to Dinner on Hulu yet?
No,
Yeah, it's a cooking show with a bunch of drag queens. Neil Patrick Harris and his husband host it.
wow. Yeah, wow. Drag queens are having their moment. They're just on everything, cooking shows and singing shows and all these things.
I love it. I love it. Let them have their moment. I love
Of
it. I'm
course.
here for it.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. And one thing I also like asking people is tell me a fun fact about yourself that might surprise your fans.
Oh, gosh. Well, I don't think I have any fans, but
One here, one, and my cat sitting right
okay,
there who's also a
okay,
fan.
I'll take it. Um, Fun fact. Gosh. Um, I pursued a music career in my early 20s. I was trying to be a rock star. I played CBGBs before it closed, and some of the other legendary rock and roll clubs around New York Continental and stuff in my early 20s. So there's one. I don't know how secret of a fact that is. I think that's in my bio, but
I like that. Maybe we could have you sing in one of your movies.
I know, right? My script Gay for Jesus, I actually wrote around a lot of my songs that I wrote when I was younger. So it's almost like a musical. Uh, and and there were just portions where I needed music. So I revisited some of my stuff and put it in there. So somehow, some way.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna
Yes.
happen. It's all
Put it in the
happening. Yes. Wonderful. Well, Jason, it was such a pleasure to speak to you. You're amazing, and I can't wait to talk again
oh,
soon. I'm so
you.
proud of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for checking out the film.
Absolutely. Good luck with everything.
You as well. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Jason, thanks, and we'll touch base later.
Great.